Hi friends, this is Kruti Jaipancholi, Assistant Professor in LG Institute of Engineering and Technology in Department of Electronics and Communication. This video is about subject Analog and Digital Communication System. So friends, till the last video, we learned about the technique of converting the analog signals into the digital form. Now, this all the binary signals, binary sequences, if we want to convert that into the digital form, then we need to go for the technique of converting that form. So in this chapter, we are going to learn about the various digital data transmission technique. We have also learned about the components of the digital communication system. This component consists of the analog to digital converter, source encoder, source decoder, channel encoder, channel decoder, digital modulator, digital demodulator, and but obvious the channel is required for transmission of all the signals. We have the signal input that is in the form of the analog signal. Then there is a need of converting the analog signal into the digital form. If we have the digital signals, then directly we can process on that. So here you can see that the analog to digital converter at the transmitting end, which will convert the analog signals into the digital form. Now, the source encoder. Now we need to again convert the particular data that we need to compress. Okay, so what we need to do, that we will pass it then from the various source encoder schemes. The channel encoder. Now here we need to transmit the data. Now we need to check for the data that whether it is the error free or not. So that is why the redundant bits that should be added for the error correction as well as the error detection. Okay, so that thing that we will perform at the channel encoder. Digital modulator. We need to transmit the data over the larger distance. So that is why the various form of the signals, okay, digital modulations that could be applied over here for transmitting the digital data. It is received by the receiver, and over here before the receiver, here it is the channel. So via the channel, the data that is transmitted and it is received by the digital demultiplexer. So demodulator. So this digital demodulator demodulate the signal, will remove the carrier signal and will gives us the original signal back at this point. Now here the noise will be also added in the channel. So that is why we need to check for the data that whether it is correct or not. So we need to go for the error correction. So at the receiving end the channel decoder is there, okay, which will do the correction of the data. So error detection, error correction, that can be done at the receiving end. Okay, now here we have the data. We are saying that this data that is suppose the error free or not, so that we get over here. Now the source decoder at the other end. Okay, so this source decoder. Okay, so first of all, while we transmit the data with the compression data using the compression technique, then at the receiving data again we need to decompress the particular bits. Okay, so again we can apply the source decoder over here. So this decoding part, okay, again will gives, okay, the signal, that is the digital signals. Okay, now if we'll pass it from the digital to analog converter, okay, we have the analog signals, and this analog message, that's nothing but the signal which we have transmitted. So it is about the components of the digital communication system. Another thing, that is Okay, sometime in the mobile communication wireless application, you people know about it. Okay, the signal which is transmitted via the various kind of the transmitters. Okay, now when it reaches to the particular end, okay, there can be the effect of the noise. So in between we can also put the repeaters also. So in the digital communication, the repeaters that can be also required. So repeaters will regenerate the original signal, and that way we can protect the signal and we can recover the signal at the receiving end. So now the technique that is used for converting the bit or the binary sequence into the digital data. So various coding technique that is used for converting this. So what is the purpose of the line code? So this is used in the data transmission of the digital signal over the transmission line, and this is used for avoiding the overlapping, distortion, okay, as well as the inter-symbol interference. So these are the three problems that can be also solved by using the line coding method. There are the various properties of the line coding. Okay, that in the line coding that is used, okay, so that what happened? More number of bits we can transmit over the single communication channel. So that what we can do? We can reduce the requirement of the bandwidth, and the particular bandwidth that can be efficiently used. Okay. Another thing that is, okay, we are converting that into the exact the digital data form. Okay. So what happened? The probability of the error that can be also reduced. Okay, as well as the error detection is done. Okay, and that it can be the correcting the capability also, it is good. Okay, power density is also much favorable, the timing content is adequate. Okay, and long strings of the ones and zeros that can be also avoided to maintain the transparency. So these all are the techniques that can be used for the line coding. So these all are the properties. Now there are the three types of the line coding. Which are those three types? It is the unipolar, mean the single polarity, the unipolar, polar, and the bipolar. Now we'll see one by one in detail about the unipolar signaling. The unipolar signaling, that is also known as the on-off king or simply the OOK. Okay, the presence of the pulse that represents the 1 and the absence of the pulse that remains represents as the 0. Unipolar signaling, in that the two variations are there. One is known as the non-return to 0, it is the NRZ, and another one is referred to as a return to 0. Now in the unipolar signaling, the high in the data is represented by the positive pulse, and that positive pulse is known as the mark pulse. Okay, and which is having the duration, okay, that is the T0 pulse, and which is equal to the symbol bit duration, and a low in the data input, okay, that has no pulse. Okay, so now here in the waveform you can see it. Okay, in the exam you need to draw the waveform for each and every the data which is given to you. So now the clock pulse is required. So you can see that the clock pulse, okay, which is generated at the clock pulses are generated at the regular interval of time. Now here we have the data. Fine, this is our digital data, and this is the, after the coding applied, this is the form. So now here what is the rule for non-return to 0? While the 1 is there, it is represented by the pulse. Okay, so the 0 means no pulse. Again the 1, okay, the pulse is there. 0 is represented by the no pulse. Okay, 1 is represented by the high value or the mark value, and 0 is represented by this. So it's a simple strategy is that while the waveform that is said to you can draw it for this, then every time you are drawing such kind of the waveform. So normal form of the coding, that is always the unipolar NRZ. What is the advantage? The one is, it is very simple and the bandwidth that is required, that is again less. Disadvantage, that is no error correction that has been done. Okay, and the presence of the low frequency component may cause the signal drop. Okay, and no clock is present. Loss of the synchronization is likely to occur, and especially for the long strings of the ones and zeros. Now next is unipolar return to zero. So now the one bit is divided into the two half bit. Okay, and each and every half bit that every times returns to zero. Okay, so in this type of the unipolar signaling, a high end data represented by a mark pulse, and its duration t0 is less than the symbol bit duration. Half bit duration that remains high, but it immediately returns to 0 and shows the absence of the pulse during the remaining half of the bit period. Okay, so now here in this diagram you will see that this is the clock pulses. Clocks, the pulses are repeated at the regular interval of time. This is our digital data, that is 101, 00110. What I said, we need to divide the each bit into the two half bit. So you can see that this is the one half bit and it is the other half bit. Okay, so now in the waveform, look at carefully. Unipolar, the single polarity, the V voltage that you will see. The first one is divided into the two half bit. Now you can see that the first half bit, while it completes, it returns to 0. 0 is denoted by the no pulse, so you can see that the simple line is there. Okay, now when the next one will come, what happened? Again it is divided into the two half bit. The first half bit returns to 0. So you can see that over here, the first half bit returns to 0. Then after first half bit, while it returns to 0, 0, 0, so it is 0. Now the next one will come. The one will divide it into the two half bit. The first half bit, it is returns to 0. Next is what? It's 1. So it's returned to 0, and while the next one will come, the first half bit that touches to V and it returns to 0. Again the next one is there. The first half bit, okay, that is the plus V voltage unipolar, and the another half bit return to 0. Next is 0. So here you will see that this is 0. So this way, this is the unipolar return to 0, meaning is every half bit that returns to 0. Okay, so advantages, that is again it's simple. Okay, and the spectral line that present at the symbol rate, okay, that can be used as a clock. The disadvantage means no error correction, okay, that has been done. Occupies the bandwidth as unipolar NRZ, okay, and signal drop that is caused at the places where signal is non-zero at the 0 Hz. Next signaling is the polar signaling. What is the polar signaling? High data is represented by positive pulse and low in data is represented by negative pulse. Okay, so high positive, low negative. So now you can see in this diagram what we have. We have the clock pulses. What is this? The data. It is 101, 00, 111, The high, okay, it's what the polar. Okay, so now the two polarity, plus V, minus V. It's also known as the bipolar also. Okay, so plus V. So the one represented by the positive pulse. Okay, 0, negative. Okay, 1 again positive, 0, negative. Okay, then after the 1, positive, 1, 1. So it again continues. It will not return to 0. Okay, so this is the 1. Okay, and now it is 0. So it is the negative pulse. Okay, so over here you can see that the high, okay, the positive pulse, low mean the negative pulse. What is the advantage? It's simple. as well as no low frequency components are present. Disadvantage again, no error correction, no clock is present. The signal droop is caused at the places where the signal is non-zero. Polar RZ. Polar RZ means polarity plus V minus V, bipolar. But each half bit, okay, that will return to zero. Okay. So in this type of the polar signaling, a high in the data represented by the mark pulse and duration that T0 that is less than the symbol bit duration, as well as the other half bit, okay, that remains half of the bit, okay, duration remains high, but it immediately returns to zero and shows the absence of the pulse during the remaining half of the bit duration. Okay, and low input, a negative pulse, and that represents the zero level remains same for the other half of the bit duration. So now you can see over here we have the clock pulses. This is the data 101 00 111 What we need to do? Polar, bipolar. So plus V minus V. Okay. Now the 1, okay, 1, the first half bit is represented by the high pulse. So you can see that in the 1, the first half bit that is represented by the high pulse, and the second half bit that returns to 0. Okay, now the 0. Okay, in the 0, the first half bit that represents the negative level. So you can see that the 0 first half bit at the negative level minus V, and the second half bit that returns to 0. So keeping in mind every second bit that returns to 0. So second half bit that returns to 0. Okay. So this way we can understand, okay, the function of the polar RZ and coding. Okay. Now the advantage of it is a simple, no low frequency components are present. Again the disadvantage, that is no error correction, no clock is present, and occupies the twice the bandwidth of the polar NRZ, and the signal droop is caused at the places where the signal is non-zero at the 0 Hz. Now the bipolar signaling. This is an encoding technique where the three voltage levels, namely plus, minus and the 0. Okay, it is known as the duo binary signal. So now alternate mark inversion. What is the alternate mark inversion? Mean when the one will come, the first one will come, the voltage level gets the transition from the positive to negative. Okay, or from negative to positive. Now when the alternate ones will be there, okay, the polarity, okay, that can be also reversed, and the 0 will have the 0 voltage level. Now we will not draw any waveform for the 0. There are the two types of the bipolar signaling, bipolar NRZ and the bipolar RZ. What is the bipolar signaling? So now look at here in the waveform. First is the clock we required, second is the data. 101 00 110 bipolar NRZ. NRZ means non-return to 0. So you can see that the first one we will represent it by the positive pulse. For the 0, no pulse. It's a for the next one while it is come, the polarity of the next one, okay, polarity of this one, that is reverse than the previous polarity. The first one is having the positive polarity, the next one is having the negative polarity. 0, no pulse. Now what is the previous one polarity? Negative. So what is the next polarity? It's a positive. What is this polarity of this one? Negative. It's a positive, and it is 0. So this way the bipolar NRZ alternate mark inversion waveforms we can draw. Fine. Next is the bipolar RZ. RZ means 2 half bit, okay, and the second half bit will return to 0. So now here you can see that for the first one you can see, okay, the first half bit, okay, that is represented by the positive pulse. Second half bit returns to 0. For the 0, no pulse. While the next one will come, the first half bit polarity, that is reverse than the previous one polarity. So it's a negative. Second half bit return to 0. Now this is what the 1 will come. Now what is the previous one polarity? Negative. So this polarity for the first half bit is positive. For the second part it is the negative. Now next one, polarity of this one, okay, that is opposite to this. So it's a negative, okay, second half bit return to 0. Next again 1. What is the polarity of this one? Positive. So what is the next polarity? It's a positive, okay. So this way the alternate mark inversion mean alternate, okay, and mark mean the one, inversion mean the polarity that we need to reverse, okay. So this way we can draw the waveform for the bipolar signaling, okay. Now advantage of the bipolar signalings are, again you have seen, it's very simple, no low frequency component are present, it occupies the low bandwidth than the unipolar and the polar NRZ scheme. This is also used for the transmission over the AC couple line, as signal grouping does not occupy here, and a single error detection capability is present in this. Okay, disadvantages are no clock is present and the long strings of the data causes the loss of synchronization. So this is about the topic name, that is the components required for the digital communication system and line coding. Thank you very much everyone.